Good evening. We're a little bit early, 5 minutes early actually. So I mean, it's best to be earlier than late, shall we say? Yeah, we're back with this Christmassy sort of thing, I guess, that me and my good friend Christoph do now on a regular basis. Would you do me the great honour of introducing the beers that we're going to be having a look at?
Well, first of all, we have a very Christmassy. I must say now, I think it's getting like a cult status. This beer, because every year we celebrate the new beginnings with beautiful beer. Camden beer of the year. This time it's a barrel-aged Imperial Pilsner, 10%. The same almost bottle.
500 ml.
As I remember last time, it was very good beer, so I hope this one will be the same or better.
Yeah.
And of course, we have Stout to complement this pale beer. This time it's a Black Irish Brewery. I never heard of this one.
So these are out of Nottingham.
Glowing Panther.
Real good brewery, actually. I've had a few beers from them before.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting.
Looking nice.
But we're going to crack open the Camden beer first. Yeah, like Christoph was saying, I think last year's version was pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, we can touch on the price of it. But again, it's like a one-off sort of beer, isn't it? You're not going to be buying this on a
I must say that this year actually is cheaper than last year.
Was it £9 last year?
Officially, it was $8.50, but I remember that I've got it in Waitrose for $7.50.
Yeah, they knocked. Yeah, I don't think it was shifting, was it? And they reduced it down a little bit. I do remember that. Yeah, so basically, we're still going along the same lines as this version is, I guess, with barrel aging with wine barrels. This edition, we've got it's brandy, Armagnac, and a sweet white wine addition to it. So it'll be interesting. So we'll open that one up first, and we'll get on with it. Thomas, hello. Thank you for joining, Thomas.
Hello.
Please like and share. You don't have to worry about any of that, mate. It is what it is. But I appreciate it all the same.
Oh, quite nice. Like a golden color, but it's hazy. At least mine is hazy.
Yeah, it is hazy. Yeah, lovely hazy golden colour.
Like a decent head, small, medium bubbles. It's a little bit of colour. I would say écrit.
Loads of carbonation in mine.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, you definitely get that sweet wine sort of vibe to it, don't you?
You know what? It is a combination. It is some. There is some sweetness, maltiness. You have grapiness from wine.
Honey, a little bit of honey, maybe.
A little bit of honey, but also a little bit of wood straight away.
Yeah, a little bit of woodiness.
Mm.
I like that. I mean, as far as I can gather, with the sweet white wine that or the barrels that they've used, it's come from a French white wine, the Bordeaux sort of region, and I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of like desserty wine sort of drinking, and I get that in that. It's got a big sort of like honey, sweet pudding sort of wine to it.
Yeah, it's quite pleasant. The honey is so intensive. Well, it's not very intensive how it can be, but it gets a little bit of mead aroma. So you have a little bit of alcohol, a little bit of flowers, a little bit of honey, but also you have those cognac like aromas, just a little bit, but it is a mixture. And then you have this wine. It's nice because it gives you a little bit of tartness as well. Or maybe it's a wood. Maybe it's a wood. But yeah,
a little bit of both, I think.
Nice.
A little
it's
bit
quite,
of both.
quite complex aroma.
Yeah, certainly interesting. Like I say,
Gentle,
I mean, last year's version was
quite complex.
good.
Yeah. And I think this how this beer is about, to be complex.
Mm. Which is,
I think we should try now.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Oh, dobre.
Wow.
Very good.
God, it is sweet, isn't it? Nice sweetness in there.
Yeah.
You got that raw woody
too
sort of thing.
Yeah. But you have a little bit of like booziness in it. Like a first impression. Later, it's going away. But first you have like a little bit of booze, and then nice flavors.
It kind of, it's not that ethanol sort of booze. It's a little bit of warmth I get from it, and it's all like entwined with that white wine, the oak. Big sweetness for me in that.
But later goes quite nice bitterness. It's deep.
Super body to it, isn't there? Lovely body. Yeah, I mean, I think it's very refreshing for somebody like Camden to do something like this on a yearly basis and keep it rolling. I mean, I mean, they've been doing this for quite a while now. I don't know how many years they've been doing it, but I just like how they can jazz up a lager or a pilsner in this case and just give it that extra sort of bit of oomph.
Yes. It's nice because it is like a commercial brewery, isn't it? Big brewery, and they still have potential to do something super crafty.
Yeah. I mean, you do pay the price for
they
it.
Have the will to do it.
It's a one-off in it. It's sort of like, the end of the year. I think, if they were releasing it sort of every month with different variations, then that would be a complete different kettle of fish. But because they leave it till the end of the year and then release it, and I think it just makes it appropriate for the time of year, really, to be having something like this. It's a really well-made beer. There's no getting away from it, whether it's big beer or little beer. However you want to look at Camden. I mean, they are massive now.
But you know what? Now people are just waiting for this beer, and I have to say that I'm very grateful for you that you've sent me this beer because I couldn't buy it. There was no beer in the Waitrose, my Waitrose. So I've decided to order online. Well, I was very happy it was, right? No, it didn't came. No, it wasn't about.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That always baffles the shit out of me though. That does how you can't get a beer and I can, or you can get a beer and I can't. And that's all up and down the country. That is, I mean, this came out in my Waitrose, I think, at the end of November. So they bought it in early, because normally they hold back on it till sort of early December, and then release it. So it came out a couple of weeks earlier. But it was like it with the Fuller's beer as well. That trickled out very, very slowly.
Yes.
And I managed to get one in my local, but then other people that watched the video said they couldn't get it. It's one of them. Just I don't know. Baffles me how supermarket logistics work with products. Hello, Mark. How you doing, mate? Hope you're keeping well.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a really nice Pilsner. Really, I've got no complaints with it. Very, very drinkable. It's indulgent,
still,
isn't it?
With 10% ABV, it's very drinkable, refreshing, with nice flavors and really good bitterness. What I think the Pilsner should have.
Yeah, it doesn't having all this barrel aged malarkey in it doesn't detach itself from actually being a very thirst quenching Pilsner.
Yes.
It's still got them characteristics of a good, well made Pilsner. It's just amplified with wood, honey sweetness, vineness. It's really good, really good. Hello, Steve. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, hello.
10%, Mark.
Yeah.
10% ABV. Session beer, mate. Session beer.
Yes, of course. We will have a very nice session today. So, yeah.
Yeah. Got a 10% Imperial Stout to take a look at after as well. But we'll talk about this a little bit more, and then we'll get on to that Black Irish beer. Super smooth. Really, really is super smooth.
Very nicely balanced. Because you have great body paired with a little bit of sweetness, but also bitterness. It's not over the top, and I think it's on the same level. So yeah, it's very gentle, really, on a high level, but gentle. That's what I like. No.
Yeah, it's I like their Helles beer though. I think that's a really cracking Helles lager.
Oh yeah.
And I can't remember where I heard it. It might have been on a podcast from I think it might have been the Craft Beer Channel actually, with their podcast, The Bubble. And I think one of them said Camden Helles might have overtook Punk IPA in sales, or it's there or thereabouts. So it's definitely, it's a massive beer. It's everywhere, isn't it? A lot like Punk as well. Pretty much every shop sells that now, and I think Camden Helles is not that far away. But yeah, I don't mind the beers that these guys churn out.
No, you know what? They have nice ideas. Sometimes crazy ideas, as this Marmite beer.
I haven't tried that yet.
The big problem with this beer is that you have to buy a 4-pack. So if you don't like it, you have 4 beers.
I think you can get it singles now, can't you?
I didn't saw any.
Yeah, Sainsbury's have got it in single cans now.
Right.
I think it's 180 a can now. I might get a can. I might not. Yeah,
It depends. As I hate Marmite, really, it's not for me. Definitely, I found some nice features in the beer. So yes. So even if you don't like the taste, you can find something nice in beer. That's what I learned with this.
I've seen a few reviews of it, and the majority of people that have had it said it's quite good actually. It's got that lovely sort of almost Rausch beer-esque sort of quality to it, with the smokiness. So yeah, I might get a can. Let's give it a go, see what it's like.
Yeah.
Hello, Mark. Just opened a Bateman's Ale. Good stuff. Victory.
Yeah, Victory is good beer. Yes.
They sell that in my Morrison's Victory. I think that's the only Bakeman's beer that they sell. So what would you? I know we always do this. We give a score out of 10, don't we? Even though we don't score beers, but when we do these lives, we do. Out of 10, Christoph, for this Camden Beer 2021 Imperial Pilsner.
It's very, very nice. Without hesitation, 10.
So a solid 8.5, 9 out of 10. Really, it's good stuff. Now it's not put here.
Just look, it leaves nice lacing on the glass. It's a well-produced beer, good quality.
It's pricey. Like I said, it's pricey, but I think on reflection of what you're getting in the glass, it warrants it.
Yeah.
You are getting a far superior beer. Yeah, you're paying for it, but there's nothing worse than paying for something and not getting the result out of it. And I think with this beer, you do get the final sort of result of satisfaction from it. Just opened a can of Vocation Salted Caramel Stout from their new range. They'll have to try it. Yes, I know you've sent a few messages before, Mark, about these Vocation beers. I will have to get around to having the butchers on their website. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had a Vocation beer as well.
I think for now the whole range of this salty caramel beers are just in one pack, I think, on the website.
That seems to be the going trend now, doesn't it? You're using a hell of a lot of salted caramel in Imperial Stouts and stuff, but it does work. They do it right.
Yeah,
get the proper ingredients in to make that. It really does work. I think that saltiness just brings, I don't know, it cleanses the palate almost.
You know what? Surprisingly, if you add a little bit of salt, the sweetness will be more vivid. So actually adding salt to, for example, to your pancakes, it will just boost sweetness.
5 cans in a glass.
Yeah, it is a gift pack.
And how much again was that gift pack?
27, I think.
Okay.
You have 5 beers and a special glass.
5 big beers, and that's not too bad, is it?
Yeah.
And Vocation are good, solid as a rock. I say it's been a while since I've had a Vocation beer, but I mean, harping back to this time last year when we did me and Christoph did the beer 2020, and then the Vocation cherry Impy.
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic, wasn't it? Absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah. Oh yes, it is good evening.
How are you doing, Chris? Maggie's Beers said Morrison's were stocking Bateman's winter drink. Okay. Again, that might be regional though. It could be very sporadic what stores get it. Okay, cool.
Well, I was referring to the website.
And is that free P&P or?
I wasn't checking, but if you
probably
are
about £5 in it. Normally that's about the going rate in it, £5. Mark saying evening to Chris. All good. So yeah, to sum it up, off to a good start with a Camden beer. Absolutely fantastic Pilsner. On par with last year's really. It's a mighty fine Pilsner. So next up, Christoph, if you could
Glowing
roll with it.
Glowing Panther from Black Iris Brewery. And to celebrate this beer, I had a special T-shirt.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, Black Iris, Raggy's neck of the woods, Nottingham. I know he's done a hell of a lot of beers from them, and I really do like what they do. They make some absolutely cracking beers. They've got a good range of IPAs, dark beers. I think they excel in dark beers for me. I've probably had more dark beers than I've liked from these guys, but yeah, fantastic. Kev Gray with the artwork as ever, black and white jobber. So a rum barrel aged Imperial coffee stout, again 10%. We're not mucking about here.
Yes. What they say actually.
I think it's Outpost Coffee that are behind the. Let's just get on top of these comments. Drunken one evening, gents. How you doing, mate?
Yeah. So this stout was brewed with Ashaninka fully washed Peruvian coffee beans sourced from our friends at Outpost Coffee Roasters and Madagascar American Red Vanilla pots, and left to age for 4 months in a freshly drained island's rum barrels.
Smells good. Right, let's go for it. I think the last beer that I had from these guys was an Imperial mild that they did, and that was absolutely glorious.
Oh, looks beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah. Jet black.
Looks beautiful. Pitch
Creamy
black.
finger of tan head.
Lovely. Oh,
All
nice.
coffee. All coffee.
Coffee and vanilla. Nice sweetness. It's like super extra charged cappuccino. We have problems on the vision.
Am I okay now?
You just looking like lines.
Last time.
Oh, that's better. Oh, beautiful.
What do you think of Buxton Brewery, Dean? Yes, Buxton are pretty good.
Oh, yes.
They knock out some good beers.
Good beers.
Again, it's been a while since I've had anything from Buxton. I think when I very first started reviewing, I actually bought a pack from that brewery, and it was like the old beers when they were all in bottles, and it was sort of like Axe Edge IPA and stuff like that, and it was really good. But I think they're still holding up well.
Yeah. Recently I had Britain or something like this with new British hops, but unfortunately they didn't state it what hops they were. But beer was very good.
I think you need a Santa hat on, Dean. The channel. Yeah, I've got one in the house actually. I was toying with the idea of putting it on, but maybe a bit further down in a month.
Right.
Oh dear, yeah, that was that glitch probably. Anyway, back to the beer.
Beautiful, but it's surprisingly light. It's very, very drinkable. As for Imperial Stout, it's not cloggy, refreshing.
It's a creamy,
very creamy.
A creamy, milky coffee, isn't there in there?
Yeah. But on the end, you have very nice coffee, chocolate,
fruity up front.
And lots of vanilla. I would even say that usually I like when I have vanilla and beer, I just think about wood straight away. But yeah, it's lots of vanilla, a little bit of tanninic accents on the end, but it's very nice. It's very nice, creamy coffee, almost like supercharged cappuccino.
Yeah,
Really.
it has got a big cappuccino vibe to it. I get a little bit of vanilla, which I always I either get it or I don't get it in a beer. I do pick it up slightly, and it just leans towards that nice little bit of sweetness in the beer for me. But yeah, bags of coffee. It was quite punchy on the nose, but I think it doesn't quite translate from the nose to the taste. It's more of a milky, cappuccino sort of coffee thing to it. The nose would suggest sort of like a strong Americano because it's got a punchy coffee sort of nose to it.
But you know what? Try again with aroma. Now it's slightly different. It's more coffee driven and more roasty. Because first impression was very sweet, cappuccino-like, creamy, milky, and lots of vanilla. But now it's more roasty, darker, a little bit more coffee in aroma.
Do you think, with what's going on flavour-wise, the body of the beer doesn't really do it justice? Or do you think that helps?
You know what? I think it helps a little bit. Because you would think that it will be heavy, almost like thick and tiring, hard to drink beer, but this one is very drinkable. The lightness of body is surprising, but I don't think it's a problem here.
Mark Lockwood, is Old Peculiar a porter or a stout? It's my next drink. It's neither, mate.
No,
it's neither.
It's a pale. It's a pale ale.
It's good beer, but it's not what you think it is there, chap. But I think you'll enjoy it though when you come to open it. That's your neck of the woods, isn't it, Theakston?
Yeah, beautiful beer. You know what? It can be tricky because you can drink it very easily, but has 10%, right? It's like this Pilsner. You would just drink it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they've both done a fantastic job of hiding the ABV, really. I probably got a little bit more booze on the Camden beer than this Black Iris.
Yeah, I think
it should be the other way around.
Yeah, I think it's like a first impression that you have a little bit of booziness in the Camden, but this stout is just beautiful, easy drinking, and
smooth, very very smooth,
very smooth, nicely balanced. And lots of coffee.
I do like the relationship craft breweries have got with coffee roasters that are sort of local to them.
Yes,
where they do these collabs with stouts, because it is proper. It's decent coffee that they put into the mix as well, isn't it? You know, we're not talking bloody Nescafe or Kenko.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's a really decent coffee, and it works really well in a stout. I think I am a bit of a sucker when it comes to coffee forward beers.
Oh yes, it means a lot because every roasting company doing it slightly different, and of course they have different kinds of coffee. So if the local coffee can be put in a local beer, it's beautiful because you're mixing two very distinctive crafts, and of course the ending product will be also beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like every product you have If
Yeah,
you want to
massive. Yeah.
produce something nice, yes, then it depends on the quality of ingredients. If you have good ingredients, you will have better product.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the whole. When it comes to, like you say, two crafts, because I suppose you can go down the road of saying it, craft coffee roasters and stuff like that. It's all hype driven with niche, getting like niche coffee beans from around the world that are hard to get hold of and blending them to make the
It's all about
latest.
this.
Yeah. But when them two entities come together, it's pretty good actually. I mean, the result from this Imperial Stout of Outpost have definitely stamped their little bit into that beer, because the coffee really sings. It's a lovely, it's very fruity coffee in there, isn't there?
Oh yeah. Oh, this is beautiful.
Mark Jones. By the way, thank you very much for the comments, pal. Much appreciated. Still don't know the difference in stouts and porters.
Well, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple because stouts are strong porters. Really,
Yeah.
Because in like 18th and 19th century, it was that you had stout porters, and they just dropped the one part of the name, and it was stouts, and the porters were pretty weak, everyday beer, and you had stronger porters, stouts. And now, well, I'm not so good in linguistics, but stout just means strong, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
And then we can go completely down a different rabbit hole and talk about Baltic porters.
Oh, Baltic Porters. Yeah, this is different.
Completely different kettle of fish.
Yes, because it's not it's still brewed with lager yeast. So actually, it is still bottom fermentation lager.
Part of the lager family.
Imitates Russian Imperial Stout.
I tried a mini keg, my first ever. It was local to me. Dark Lane Stout, Ashover Brewery. It was a fantastic pour.
Well, I can imagine. Yeah, well,
I appreciate Mark actually chiming in, and I know he always leaves comments on my videos, and I'm terribly bad at replying back to comments. I normally do it like a weekend sort of thing, which I'll probably do tomorrow when I'll answer all my comments and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks for the interaction, Mark. It's appreciated, mate. Out of the two beers, then, Christoph, what are you gravitating towards more?
Well, I always was fan of porters and stouts, but they are quite equal, I would say. I would happily drink both. So yeah, but I have whole pack of stouts to review. So maybe for the Christmas season, I will have more stouts.
Yeah. I do like a stout though. I think. I mean, a lot of people. For one moment, let's just talk about drinking habits as well, because I'm always intrigued by this, because my drinking habits are lagers, saisons. I think IPAs are an all year round sort of drink, but like in the summertime, pilsners, lagers, saisons, I just go mad on them sort of things. And then the back end of the year, porters, imperial stouts, strong dark English ales. What I know you can drink them all year round. I mean, there's not, but I don't know. I just feel more comfortable drinking dark beers at the back end of the year opposed to drinking them in the summer months.
Yeah, I think it's like, when you have a good stout, well, every time is good for this, but usually it's less frequent during the summer, because you have more light beers to drink usually. Of course, if you like it, you can drink it, but yeah, it's much heavier beer. It's more relaxing when you can just sit, relax, and well, we like German beers.
Yes.
Most
Augustina
of them.
Brau
Most of them.
all day long.
So yeah, stout is maybe like more special thing to drink for special occasions.
Yeah. I just think when it's really cold outside, or you've got snow on the ground and it's blowing a gale, and you open an Imperial Stout, it's just so much more comforting.
Yes.
I don't know. I've never really. I may have opened an Imperial Stout in the summer months. I can't recall doing it, but I probably have at some point. But I don't think you just get that full experience out of it. I mean, this Camden beer, do you think it would work in the summer months?
Yes, it would,
Yeah.
but as a special treat,
Yeah.
for special occasion. I think all those beers are special occasions beers. So yeah.
Yeah, barley wines as well. That's another good shout,
Oh,
Chris.
yeah.
Actually, barley wines. That's another nice little style that comes into its own at this sort of time of year.
Yeah, but you can drink it when you like, definitely.
Yeah. Never had saisons, but
Saison,
well, it could be.
Saison is very nice, but it's different. So be prepared that it is a different kind of fish.
I think just touching on the topic of saisons, and if Chris's beer reviews is still in the chat. I can't remember what saison it was that I reviewed, but when I do review a saison, I think I said horse blanket, the smell of horse blanket or something like
yeah,
that.
it can because
Yeah.
you have lots of funky
Funky,
notes there,
yeah, barnyard sort of farmyard aromas. It's a weird one, especially something like the traditional Belgian farmhouse, ales.
yeah.
They're really sort of they've got a pong and half to them, but in a quite a nice way.
So yeah, you have to be prepared. Don't worry, be happy. It's not so bad. It's just a different set of flavors. Of course, not everyone likes horse saddle, wet leather and such
Wet
thing.
dog.
Yeah.
I've heard loads of it, like people sort of describing.
But
wet dog. That's a popular one.
But usually it's just a hint, right? It's not full blown. It's the same with peated beers, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can be
agree. There is something very comforting about a strong dark ale when it's dark and
that's it. Yeah,
if it's psychological or not, but
intimidated, by peated smells, like burnt cables, domestic, public toilets, and something like this. But you know what? It's just an impression.
Yeah. Oh, good fun as well. It adds that little level of humour to it as well. Like bloody, a nice pint of strong dark ale, log fire, armchair,
Oh yeah.
You're sort of setting the scene, aren't you? And that's, I think that's where beer can take you there sometimes. You create that sort of scenario, and it's, yeah. I mean, my in-laws, they used to have a log fire, and I used to get a 4-pack of, like, get some Fuller's beers or something like that, and just sit down next to a log fire with a nice bloody glass of ESB or something like that, and it's just sort of like, wow, you know, you don't want to be anywhere else. You're loving it.
Stop what?
Stop what? Yeah, stop what? I must have been doing a. Okay, what's that then? Yeah, divulge a little bit more on that, Darren, because that sounds pretty interesting. 24 cans for 50 quid, but what though?
So it's about £2 for a can. It's all right.
Them smells of saisons.
Oh
you're putting him off, Christoph.
No, it's just way of talk, and I'm sure that you will like it because there are different seasons. They are nicely seasoned, really. So some of them are very, very traditional. Some of them very, well, Americanized. So they are very, very drinkable, all of them.
I think the best saison that I ever had was from Saison de Pont, which, you know, they I suppose they I didn't say they haven't invented it, but they were one of the first to sort of play about with that farmhouse ale sort of thing. And it's a good interpretation of it. If you ever see that about Mark, Saison de Pont, get a bottle of that, because that's like the benchmark in the style, I guess. We can buy a London Porter. I've been told it's amazing, but I've never seen it. Fuller's London Porter, if you want to go down that road.
Sometimes it's in Tesco. It can be in Asda.
Yeah. I know Waitrose definitely do it. But London Porter anyway. I know you
can try Morrison maybe.
Yeah, I know they do the Black Cab Stout in Morrison's, but I've never seen the Porter in there. I think it's only Waitrose that stout that. Yeah, Fuller's. That's the bee's knees. That is that London Porter from them. For the price of what it is, that takes some bloody beating. That does. I think that's a fantastic
it's
beer.
Very good beer, very good. And the Black Cap also it's nice.
I watched your review of that actually, and you were quite impressed with that, weren't you?
Yeah.
I've always liked Fuller's. I think what they knock out, it's top drawer stuff. The Golden Pride as well. That don't really get much of a mention, does it? I guess is that their take on a barley wine?
I don't know, but I don't think I had any bad beers from Fuller's. All of them are good.
Yeah, ESB, cracking bitter. The Bengal Lancer is a classic old school IPA.
Yes,
you've got a little bit of hoppy characteristics to it, but it's not in your face or anything like that. It's a well balanced old traditional IPA. Then London Porter, Black Cab Stout, the Golden Pride is good. You've got, their Frontier Lager. I think that's pretty decent.
Yeah,
bottle or can.
There's no bad beers from Fuller's.
No, I probably think the weakest link in their core range is probably their honeydew.
Well, it depends, if you like honey or not.
Yeah, it's
If you
very
don't like
very
honey
sweet
and
beer.
sweet beers, then yeah. But honey in this beer is very gentle, and it's really beautiful because I did compare this to some Polish honey beers, and it was so gentle, delicate, and well made. And what it was, perła, I think, miodowa. Yeah, it was so sweet. That it was hard to drink, really.
Chris's beer reviews for £1.60. Sainsbury's finest range London Porter is a good starting point for getting into porters. Yeah, I think is that a Shepherd Neame one, Chris?
Yeah, I
Or
think
under
it
the brand,
is. But
yeah.
you know what?
Takes the difference,
It
isn't
is
it?
a good porter, definitely.
Mm.
You can try it, yeah.
And Mark just saying, thanks, Chris. Incidentally, as well, Chris's beer reviews on his channel next week. I think we said Wednesday. Might be doing a live review of a beer, but I'll let the man decide when that's going to happen. But I think we said Wednesday. Yeah, Shepherd Neame. Again, I mean, some of the beers that Shepherd Neame knock out are pretty good.
You know what? Recently, I had like the old range, like IPA, and what else it was? Bishop's Finger. Yeah, this was nice.
Bishop's Finger, yeah. I think when we first introduced when we got introduced to do lives, I mean, this is probably going back 3-4 years. I think I've known Christoph for now, and we did go through a spell of doing regular live reviews, and we used to take a look at some supermarket beers, at the likes of I think we did Old Speckled Hen, didn't we? We did the variations of that.
Yeah, we had 2 different versions. Yes.
Yeah, we've done Green King Reserve, haven't we? Abbot Ale Reserve.
Yeah.
Hobgoblin versus King Goblin, and we've done quite a bit over the years, to be honest. And we went through a spell of doing these supermarket beers. And again, it's quite interesting when you've got their basic beer and then you're putting it up against their reserve version. It's like a couple of percent ABV more, and it's an interesting little playoff, really.
Yeah, they usually much richer and more interesting. And the difference in price, it's minimal or not existing, really.
Well, most of them beers that I've just mentioned, you can probably get on the £4 for £6 range. So
Yeah.
you're not, they're the same. There's no great shakes there, really. Good strong McEwen's Champion 7.3. I think
you have to have a taste for it. Not everyone likes it.
Yeah, I think, what is it? Headspace, the whiskey infused one. Is it Headspace?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, mate. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dean. Last year I was buying directors in cans in supermarkets, and now nowhere to be seen. Has died off, I think, that directors. You can get it in bottles still. I
think I saw it in Asda, but I'm not
sure. Is
it
Asda?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but that's becoming quite rare now, actually, directors. And it's the same with, Bass. Bottles of Bass used to be everywhere.
Yeah, now it's hanging in Asda always.
Yeah, I saw it in the co-op when I got to meet up with Barry from All the Beer No Idea in Coventry, and we went into a co-op, and there was Bass in there, and I thought, I know I've reviewed it. I reviewed it years ago, and I don't think I rated it, but I was intrigued to try it again, like sort of 4 or 5 years later, because I hadn't seen it for that long. And it was all right, but I mean, I think it was just more of a nostalgic thing to just pick up the beer because I hadn't seen it for so
long. Sometimes it's like, oh, I remember this was a good beer, right? But when you're trying this after years of drinking craft beers, and it's like, what was so nice in it? Well, it is drinkable, yes, but it's just the average, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that's just down to your palate, though, isn't it? Changing.
And
it's got to be, hasn't it?
Because sometimes you don't know that it is a better beer.
It's a weird one. It is a weird one, but it is nice to go back sometimes to them beers, just to reset things, just to see where you're at.
Yeah. You're getting to the roots, right? And like, oh, this is a basic level, right? Let's try this beer again. This is basic level, and you're trying this, and it's not so bad as I thought it would be. But yeah, I can see it is a basic level now.
Yeah. Yeah, Bombardier. Bloody hell, that was literally everywhere.
I can't see it anywhere now.
No, I haven't seen that for ages. I mean, didn't Rick Mail used to do the advert for that? I'm sure he used to do the
I can remember
advert.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, Bombardier.
That's it.
I think because Wells got absorbed, didn't he? Wells, Youngs, Marston's. It's all under that sort of umbrella now, and maybe they've ditched certain brands. I mean, they've definitely kept on to the Youngs sort of thing with the banana bread beer and the sticky toffee pudding. But maybe they've give Bombardier a kick up the arse and got rid of it. I don't know. Weird one. Scott and Wonders World. Evening, lads. Really sorry I can't be part of the chat. No, that's all right, mate. I know Sunday's your time with your missus, and enjoy yourself, mate. Enjoy yourself. We'll chat in a week sometime. Yes, Mark Lockwood. Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? How beer branding, you think it's going to be there forever, don't you? Some of these.
Oh, you know what? It is a strange business because company acquiring brand and then put it in a storage. Oh no, we are not interested in this brand. But then after a few years, the reviving brand with a completely different brewery, but the reviving brand because it's their own, they have rights, and it's not the same beer anymore. It's just a brand.
I don't know if you ever got to try it, and this is a beer that it came and it went, and it's probably going back again, probably 4 or 5 years, where it is the most baffling collaborations of all time. And I think it still is, really, to a certain degree. It was Charles Wells and Dogfish Head out of America.
Yes, I can remember.
DNA. I think it was called DNA.
Yeah, DNA, yeah.
And it was an IPA, and it was absolutely fucking dreadful. I think it ended up in B&M, so you could see where it was going. I think they made a bit of a hoo-ah about it in the supermarkets. It never moved, and it was offloaded to B&M.
I think they had a different, wrong impression of the British market because they tried to marry traditional British IPA base with American hops, and it didn't play up. No,
it was a complete car crash. I mean, I'd only just started doing this sort of stuff, so I was testing my own palate even back then. I mean, you're always testing yourself anyway, but everything was all new back then to me. And I can remember buying a can of it, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" Even back then, I was extremely disappointed with it.
Yeah.
And I just found it baffling how two polar opposite companies can come together and do something like that. And I just found it weird, and I still do to this day. Actually, that's why I mentioned it. It was a weird one.
Yeah, but the label was nice, really. I can remember. But yeah, it was just a strange concept. If it was their own concept and production, then yeah, they've tried a little bit, differential hops, at American hops. Yes, but if they collaborated with such well-established American brewery, then they could supposed to. I meant that the American brewery should have more influence on this beer than it was.
Yeah, it was more.
They just gave the name and that's it.
Yeah, I think it was more mainstream orientated than it was craft.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where Dogfish are now. I think they're still independently owned. I don't know. I mean, they've still got a good reputation anyway. Some of their beers that they do. I mean, they're 90-minute IPA, they're 120-minute IPA. All them, they're like classic beers now. But just to marry up with someone like that, it's almost like, I don't know. Let's say Wylam collabing up with Green King.
You know what? I think the collaboration was made on accountant level, not on the brewer's level.
Yeah, I think you might be right there, Christoph.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is a good idea. It will be nice beer. No.
I think 1698 is an amazing beer, doing great carbonation.
Yeah,
69, I've had that for a long while.
Beer, yes.
Normally, Shepherd Neame beers are pretty good. Again, they're regional old school brewers, aren't they? They've got their niche market. A lot like Fuller's, I guess. You've got your core audience that buy into it. But Shepherd Neame are all right. They're steady enough.
Yeah, they core beers are really good.
I think their double stout, that's pretty good. If you ever get hold of that.
Yeah, I remember I had they produced something like Master's Choice or something like this, and
Master's Brewer's Choice, yeah,
something, and all of those nice beers were watered down and really
clear bottle.
Didn't stand up to the originals.
that always baffles the shit out of me though. Clear bottles, big breweries putting beers in clear bottles.
Yeah, because they use only hop extracts, so it can't go wrong.
Yeah, but you still get the skunkiness, don't you? If it ain't been looked after in a shop and it's been sitting in a window.
Yeah, they shouldn't, because there's no real hops in it. It's just a hop extract. But yeah, it's still, even for the nice view, the brown bottle looks better. Really.
Yeah, brown. Green at a push, but brown all day long. Clear,
yeah, push,
no.
It's even worse than white.
So Christmas beer wise, what have we got coming up on your channel then, Christoph? If we get a little snippet of some beers that you're going to be looking at.
I have like few just tiny porters, right, with the Christmassy names. and then I have quite few strong Imperial stouts. So yeah, be prepared. It will be heavy stuff. And I have I think also Christmas gin from Lidl's.
Ah. I know you're quite into your spirits, aren't you, on your channel? I know you
And you know what?
you review quite a lot of spirits.
Actually, spirits are better. They have better viewer range than beers. Really. I think people are really interested in them.
I've never really. I used to drink a lot of spirits way back, but it's not something I gravitate towards now. I'm more into my beers, but I appreciate that people. People. It's like everything. There's fanboys of everything, isn't there?
Yeah.
You know, I know you like your vodkas, you like your bourbons, don't you, and your whiskies and all that. You know, you mix it up. You mix it up spirit wise.
Yeah, you know what? I'm quite universal guy. I can drink everything, well, almost. I must admit, I'm not going very well with Uzo.
Oh God! Yeah, I can remember my very first holiday with my missus. We went to Rhodes, Greek island of Rhodes, and that stuff was everywhere. And it was. This is how long ago it was. I think it was still the Greek drachma, but you could buy it for peanuts. Ouzo, it was like water over there. Just have it. And we had this session on Ouzo. Oh God Almighty! The next day, I was like a bear with a sore head.
Yeah.
And then the guy said to me, he said, "Oh, no, have some more. It'll get rid of it."
Yeah. Yeah, it is quite heavy, really. So no, it's not my best. But yeah, it's just trying different things for me. So it's not only spirits, different kind of spirits, but also I like mead recently.
Yeah, mead's good. I've only ever had one bottle of mead, and I think that was a London meadery. I forget the name. It begins with a T, and it was a bottle of mead that was local to me at the time, and I thought it was quite nice.
Yeah,
it was quality of cider, almost like refreshing, but a little bit more heavier, maybe.
Yeah, mead usually is quite surprisingly drinkable. It is sweet most of the time, but doesn't need to be. But yeah, it's very, very drinkable. Of course, you don't drink, whole bottle, but it's more like Imperial Stout. You have nice.
Yeah,
yeah, anised, yeah.
Yeah, anise. Oof. No, not my cup of tea, I'm afraid. I did enjoy trying it at the time, but I think I regretted it the next day. But that's their choice of drink, isn't it? I mean, it's blooming everywhere. When I went over there, it was literally everywhere. You couldn't move without seeing ouzo somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's just a cultural thing, They used to drink it, so they drink it.
Yeah.
It's like vodka in Eastern Europe, for example. They usually drink only this, so yeah, they drink it. But you can be surprised how good quality alcohol they can produce in different variations. Like Georgia, they produce very nice cognacs. So yeah.
I know a lot of people rave about Japanese whiskey as well now, don't they? That seems to be the in thing.
Yes.
It's quite big now, isn't it?
Yes, it is a good big industry there, And actually, I think in some year the Japanese whiskey was the best in the world.
Chaps, if you could only drink one more beer, what would it be? Christoph, you go first.
You know what? Something simplistic. Żywiec Porter.
I'm probably going to say, bear in mind, I'm thinking you're asking me this question in the height of summertime. So I'm going to go Pilsner Urquell. Yeah, I'll go with that. Fond memories of that beer.
So I would drink Żywiec Porter all year long. Why not?
Oh, cracking. Absolutely cracking, that.
Oh, yeah.
Dean, what's the best ever Imperial Stout you have ever reviewed?
Oh, you know what? Usually they're all very good.
Bloody hell. I've had that many. I really have. I've had that many. It's hard to sort of like pinpoint. There's been some absolutely cracking ones over the years. And probably the same with Christoph. He's probably experienced some really phenomenal Imperial Stouts.
Well, what I would say that I have a very good memories of, it's Durham Brewery Temptation. It's very good.
Yes, Durham. Yeah. Which we reviewed, didn't we, one Christmas, actually?
Yeah.
We did a showcase of their beers.
And then the sour version of this Diabolus.
Yes.
This was beautiful as well.
Yeah, I honestly, and on all, I wouldn't know where to begin with that, because I've had some really crackers over the years. It's nothing really stands out. Nice, great choice, both. Thank you. Yeah, it's got me thinking now with Imperial Stouts.
Can you remember we've been drinking the how it was called, the forest thing?
Vibrant Forest.
Oh yes, this was nice.
Umbrella Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
Umbrella Abyss, yeah. Yeah, that was a live that we did a while. Well, what, 3 years ago? Two and a half, 3 years ago. Yeah. Umbrella Abyss. Yeah, well, I think we did a showcase, didn't we? We went through a little spell of showcasing breweries where we had a light beer and a dark beer from the same brewery, and we did a live.
Yeah, but this was quite nice as well.
I'm just trying to look on the beer shelf now, just see if there's anything that stands out. Alesmith Speedway Stout.
Mm-hmm.
That's a memorable beer. Even More Jesus, Evil Twin.
Oh, I didn't get this one.
Yeah, that's just a couple there that I can just see. Most of them are IPAs, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, Alesmith Speedway Stout. I mean, that's a bloody classic, a modern classic that is. And there's quite a few interpretations of that beer as well.
But you know what? Just come back to the Fuller's Imperial Stout.
Yeah, it's good.
Nice, traditional, but really, really good. Oh, Central Waters, Peruvian Morning Imperial Stout.
Oh, yes, yeah. These are old reviews, aren't they?
Yeah. And like Brew York Imperial Tom Coco Stout. This was
Tom
beautiful.
Coco. Yeah. Didn't we do? We did the
We
did the
did, I
regular
think,
version,
yeah.
and then we did the Imperial.
And of course, Samuel Smith Imperial Stout.
Yeah, no worries,
This was
pal.
beautiful.
Thanks for tuning in. Take it easy. For Imperial Stout, personally, I think Founders CBC is beautiful. I have never had Speedway Stout yet. CBC, yeah. I've had a Founders beer for a while.
No.
Maybe I've had more of the KBS than the CBS. Speedway. Just had a Flying Dog Gonzo Imperial Porter last night. Nice, classy stuff. Flying Dog.
Yeah, this was quite a good brewery. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I think that was old school gateway stuff, wasn't it? Flying Dog.
Yeah.
Into the American market with the likes of Anchor, Sierra Nevada. Some of their stuff was knocking about sort of back in the early sort of 2000s from Flying Dog. Raging Bitch, I think it was an IPA. I think I've had that before. Yeah, US, yeah.
You know what?
That's coming into its own now.
Yeah, I just had a sip of Camden after the stout, and it's so light and refreshing.
Yeah, mine's all gone now.
Yeah, mine too.
Reasonable prices on Drink Supermarket. Get a couple of Raging Bitch too. Also pretty good. Drink Supermarket. Okay. Cheers for that. Yes, a nice little combination of beers though between the Camden and the Black Iris. I think.
Yeah. It's also a nice contrast because you have strong beers, but one is pale and one is dark, and completely different thing. Really, you can't compare it.
Yeah, both super smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to sum it up, basically, Waitrose, £7. It's worth it, I think, for the time of year. You can push the boat out a little bit with something like this, or then you've got what Christoph's holding up, the Black Iris beer, pouring Panther,
I think
barrel-aged rum. Do you get the rum vibe in that? Because I never really picked that up.
You know what? It is a little bit of spiciness in it. Maybe the tiny spiciness.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's maybe more in aroma, woody kind of warmth, sweetness. But now
the only ones that I've reviewed, I think I've done the original Speedway Stout, and then I've done the Madagascar vanilla one. But there's loads of variations of it. So yeah, I wouldn't know what you're referring to on that one. Right, okay. I think we'll wrap it up now. Hour and 14 minutes. Thank you very much for everyone that stopped by and left comments. Much appreciated. Two pretty good beers, actually.
Yeah, definitely it's worth to recommend. You have to try it.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably easier to get hold of for most people to get the Camden beer. I think it's really, really good. Black Irish Imperial Stout, again, it's solid. It's a nice little pairing of both beers, really. Both, like Christoph said, both strong beers, but different avenues.
Yeah, but you know what? Both are very smooth, and you
Yeah.
would not get too much alcohol vibe. So yeah, it's nice.
No. Very, very manageable beers, really, considering the ABV of them both, 10% apiece. It's interesting. I have to shoot, but thank you for all your fellows do. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks for
thank you
tuning
very
in. Much
much.
appreciated. Yeah, there we go. And until next time, it'll be another Camden beer of 2022, and I'm sure we'll be putting a stout alongside it as well.
Yeah,
but
let's
hopefully
set up
we'll
a
do something
tradition.
in between. But we'll see. Yeah, cheers, guys. Cloudy McLeod, cheers, guys. Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for taking part in watching. Much appreciated. Take it easy. Cheers.